Hello everyone! As some of you may know, Flower Nose has been my favorite makeup brand for a while now, and they have recently re-released one of their older collections in a new design. And as the old collection was actually the one that got me into the label, I wanted to compare the older version with the newer version. So if you want to see that, and maybe never saw the old version, stick around. A little bit of background information first. So the first time I ordered from Flower Nose was in September 2020, because I had seen a friend who had bought something from their Unicorn series, and I just loved the packaging and was curious, so I checked out the brand and saw the little angel collection. And if you know me, you probably know that I am obsessed with angels, cherubs, everything connected to that, and I was in love with the series, like instantly in love, and I had to order something from them. That is how I ordered from them, and I got them admittedly because of the packaging, and then fell in love with the quality as well. There actually is an old video here on my YouTube channel of me unpacking the first time I ordered this, so you can see me be very excited and discover them for the first time. But today, it's not the first time, and I'm just going to compare the older one to the newer version. Something I should also add is that back when I first ordered from them, Flower Nose was not yet internationally available. Back then, I think they only shipped to Asian countries, and I actually used a shopping service, Devil Inspired, to order from them. So I haven't ordered that through the official website yet because it didn't exist yet. But if you can, I do recommend to order from their website because it just supports them more.
And you can avoid getting scammed.
One thing I noticed with this order is that usually Flower Nose packages come in this gorgeous design, even on the outer package. And this time, I only got this sad, slightly destroyed pink one, but that's probably because I didn't order that much. Pretty much what I got was a perfume, an eyeshadow palette, which is rather small, a highlighter, and a lipstick. In this video, I would like to start with the eyeshadow palette. So first let me show you the old eyeshadow palette. This one has a gorgeous design. I personally was always a bit disappointed that on this palette it's printed and there is no actual relief like they did have in the highlighters already, but it's still a gorgeous design, and with the gold I really loved it. And then when you look at the shades, there are so many gorgeous shades in there. Like these are so many red and gold tones, and even the darker tones. I always love those for red and gold based makeup because they don't have those pink undertones. They are like a really nice brownish red. And I also loved using this shade here as a blush because in the first version there was no blush available yet. But yeah, that was the first one. They also had a darker eyeshadow palette, which frankly I regret not ordering to this day because it also had so many gorgeous shades. I'm just leaving a little space over here in hopes that later I can edit in a picture of what the black palette looked like and what the shades in it were. As you can see, it had a few gorgeous shades of purple and magenta, and also a few nice glittery highlighty shades. And it would have been so good for darker gothic looks, and I still regret not ordering it. So now with the new eyeshadow palettes, from my usual color scheme, I would probably have gone with the white one. And this would have been the white one. As you can see, the packaging, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely my color scheme, but the colors, not my thing. I am sure there are a lot of amazing people who will use those nude tones, but to me, those are just so boring. I don't know. I don't want to judge people who do like and use those tones. It's not for me. So I did not get the lighter palette. I kinda would have wished that it also had more gold and red tones, maybe with that packaging actually blue tones. I would have loved some pastel blues and like not one tone but several, you know? But I also would really have loved it had shades like this again. So instead what I got was this one in the dark colorway. I'm just going to turn the camera around and show you. So this is what the darker palette of the new series looks like, and I love that it has these little church window details under the case. It does have this relief. It looks so gorgeous. So let's look inside, because on the inside it also has beautiful shades. I love this dark blue. A gold is always good. This one kind of melts with the packaging in the camera quality. But here, these shades, I love these 4 shades especially because it's so hard to find a good purple, honestly. It's also so hard to find a blue, and it also has 2 standard brown shades, a lighter brown and a darker brown. So this palette will be great for more flashy looks with these more vibrant colors, as well as more neutral ones with, you know, just browns, and maybe this pink as well. Also, let's just look at this relief here. They all have a different one in this palette. All the stars belong to you. And then there's sparkle. And down here, roses. Like, this design is beautiful. So I may have regretted not ordering the old one in black, but I do have this one in almost black, dark blue. And they are very different shades, but they are still gorgeous shades, and I love that I had a chance to get a darker palette from them again. I can already talk about the old palette from experience, and if you watch my fashion channel, you have seen me wear those shades so many times. Like, it is my favorite palette for a reason, and I do use it rather a lot actually. And this one, yeah, we'll test it right now. Before I actually use this palette on my face, I would like to swatch it on my wrist just to have a look at all the colors, because frankly, we can't use all these colors in one look. So the first 3 were the shimmer tones, and I kind of expected them not to be opaque, but a shimmer you put on top. But can we actually talk about the blue? I didn't expect it to be opaque, but it actually is. These 2 are not, which, as I said, I expected, I wanted that. But this blue is so gorgeous. I love that. Let's continue with the pastel tones. The pink seems super subtle, but that is probably because my skin is rather light, so lighter pastel tones in this color just melt with it. You can see that it's visible here. The purple is much better in this regard, and you can see how pigmented these colors are. I'm not wearing any base, of course, I mean, it's my arm, and you can see that these colors, as usual, are very opaque. This light blue might be what I'm most excited for. And yes, I love makeup tones like this, and they are so hard to find. Going in with a darker purple. Nice. And the more natural tones. This would actually be great for just eyebrows when you use the same eyeshadow palette for your eyebrows and not a specific product. And then we have the darkest shade. This one is nice. I love that it's not completely black, but just a very dark brown. And so, yeah, these are all the shades. Honestly, when you see them without the palette, I wouldn't really describe it as dark, more like, you know, a selection of colors in a blue, purple, pinkish direction. And the shimmers. Maybe I would mainly say blue, purple-ish. Although yeah, it is a mix, and I love those shades. For now in my face, I think I will go with the purple tones, simply because I'm very excited, because nice purple tones are so hard to find, and let's get right into it. Hello, we're very close, starting with the light purple. The light comes from this side, maybe I position myself wrong. Man, I've been looking for a nice bluish light purple like this for so long, because all you ever find are pink undertones. And there obviously is a little bit of pink in there, but it's also like this cool purple. And honestly, on camera it looks a little more pink because that's just my phone camera, which usually has pink undertones. But yeah, love it. Let me actually just remove this film right here. I always feel like I have to keep them on for some reason, but then I use a different mirror to do my makeup, and it's just right in here, it's practical. I'm going in with the darker purple. I usually like to not use a base and blend my eyeshadow out a lot, so that is what you see here. Also a bit of hair over there, I guess. There we go. I feel like the light positioning is really working against me here. Also, something to keep in mind is that I do have hooded eyes and I am over 30, so of course it will look different than on the eyes of people with different facial features and younger skin. I also usually do my eyeshadow before doing mascara, so those are a little in the way. And for under the eye, I'm going with the darker shade. I'm kind of doing this really badly right now because I'm used to do this in my makeup corner and not here on the couch with like only a small mirror. But yeah, let me finish that off with a bit of mascara after all and some eyeliner, because honestly I don't feel myself without eyeliner. For those, I'm also using the eyeliner and mascara from Flower Nose, but these are from different series, so not relevant to this video. Although I have to say, I did buy this eyeliner almost a year ago, and it's still going strong, so recommendation. Now that's better, but I will also put a bit of the highlighter in my inner corner. I don't know how to feel about that, because it's not very opaque. It's usually supposed to go over here, I think. But not the best for the inner corner. So yeah, let's just use it for what it's actually supposed to do, I guess. I'm going in with a finger because I prefer to do this with my finger and just putting some on top of here for a nice shimmer. Wow. I mean, just on the skin, it's not much, but over eyeshadow, wow. Sadly also over eyeliner because I didn't think. I love that. You can see how different my eye makeup looks on both sides because of the light I'm sitting in. Let me just... It looks a bit better. But yeah, as you can see, the colors are really good. The shimmer over other colors, wow. So yeah, I do love this new palette. My final verdict about the eyeshadow palette is outer design. This one wins. Sorry. I also like that it's a smaller, more compact size, because really it's still a lot of colors. And this is really practical to just put in your handbag and take along. You can't really do that with a big palette like this. But for the colors themselves, yeah, I do love this one, don't get me wrong. The colors of the darker palette, amazing, definitely. I'm not sure how they would compare to the old palette, because it definitely did have amazing colors as well. But the white palette and the old white palette, sorry, this one wins by a landslide. The new series also had 5 shades of blushes, which the old series did not have, but I didn't order them because frankly, I have enough blushes by Flower Nose. I love all of them and I don't really need a new one. But still, I do think those new shades look lovely, it's just that I do have enough. I think we spent enough time with the eyeshadow palette. Let's move on to the highlighter. Again, let me show you the old one first, and this was actually the first highlighter I got from Flower Nose, and this design, I love this so much. And then the highlighter itself, this one is a little broken. It's also used a lot, like this has been my favorite highlighter for as long as I had it, literally. And it had such a pretty relief with like angels. And I think the text said, God said there will be light, so there was light. Yeah, it does. But I do love this relief. I did love the highlighter a lot, so I actually ordered a second one. I think this one was from the limited edition they had from this series. In retrospect, all of it was limited. But this one is, it looks a little more pink, and from personal experience I can say it's a really nice tone to melt into your blush. The description on the website actually says it's a silver tone, but I would describe it as more of a golden shimmer on top of a blush that it melts into with this pinkish tone. And now this is the new blush from the series. From here on out, I keep accidentally calling the highlighters blushes. Please bear with me. That is beautiful, that shimmer. And the color on the inside is a goldish white. We'll look at that. What I found interesting about the blushes is that they actually repeated 2 shades. In the first series they had these 6 shades, and now in the new series they only have 4, but 2 of them are actually repeated. Because in the old series there was a Moon River shade and a Paradise Lost shade, which, by the way, is the one that I have here. It's this goldy pink. So when I swatch this later, you will know this is the one that you can also still get. And then the Moon River was like a bluish silver, which I personally didn't get because honestly I have enough other highlighters in that shade. And then the one I actually got was the Chanting Anthem from the new one, because the last time I absolutely love the silvery one, the shade Area, which honestly I don't understand why that one is not available with the new ones, because that was my favorite shade and it's so amazing and I recommended it to everyone because you'll see in the swatches why, I guess. Or in the old video that I made, I had quite a strong reaction to that highlighter. We don't need the moon anymore, we have this now to light the whole night sky. But I always regretted not getting a golden highlighter from that series because I do love the silvery white shade, and I do also like a light golden highlighter, and I do use other brands for that, but never had one from Flower Nose, and when I realized I wanted it, it wasn't available anymore. So with the new series, I had hoped that this one was a goldish tone, but it is a little more white. Let's first see in the swatches, and then I will apply it to my face. So these are all the highlighters on the front camera, and I'm just going to show you this design again, because look how beautiful it was. And then this is the new design. I mean, it is also gorgeous, but I actually personally prefer this one, except for maybe this shimmer bit in the background. But that is personal taste, honestly. Here you can see the relief a bit better, although I must admit, some of it is used up because I did use it. And then there is the new highlighter, which also has a gorgeous relief. Isn't that just to fall in love with? For the swatches, I will actually show you these two as well, just to show how the old ones looked. And yeah, this shade apparently is available again, and sadly this one isn't. This one has been my favorite, because this is just one swipe, and you can already see how much it highlights. And I really love this shade. This is the shade Area, by the way, because it's just such a neutral and white-ish tone that I personally think goes with every skin tone. And most makeups actually. Then we have the shade Paradise Lost, which, yeah, this one melts into my skin again. But as I said, this one is perfect to kind of melt into your blush and create this shine on top of it. And now we're going for this one. I kind of don't know what to expect because I ordered it because I wanted something more golden, but this one looks very white gold, like almost silver, and not really as golden as I had hoped. But we'll find out. Where do I destroy it? Just going in a corner as not to break it. And now on my arm, this is how it looks. I'm not too sure how to feel about it, because I expected it to be more like this, but it's a lot more subtle. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful color, but slightly less than I expected, and less gold than I expected. Now then, let's actually use it on my face. So I'm taking it here from the palette, and first dab it on with a brush. It's still more subtle, but better than on my wrist. I'm only looking at it in the camera display, so let me check in my mirror. Yeah, it really is very subtle. Let's apply to the other side as well. I may seem a little displeased now, because honestly, I expected it to be as good as the shade Area, and it's not. I also expected it to be more golden, which it's not. So now I'm going in with my finger and applying more. Now that's what I'm talking about. Why didn't I do it with my finger to begin with? Because I'm stupid, that's why. Blend it out. I'm really struggling with the lighting here, because I have my window on this side and I'm used to light from all sides when I do my makeup. It's also bad for showing these products, but here we are. And this is how the highlighter looks. Let me put a little on my nose and then I'll show you with better light. I do prefer to use a brush on my nose, but I think I might have to use my finger. Oh no, it's okay. This is enough for the nose. I just like more here and a little less here, but still, so it has an effect. A little bit here. By the way, I was not wearing lipstick the entire time. This is just my lip color, and I will put on the different lipstick on top there later. Yeah, so this is what it looks like from the front, with light from the front. It has not quite the strong shimmer as shade Area had, but it does actually have a really nice one. It's also not as golden as I would have liked, but it is a beautiful color. So it comes closer to the shade Area than the other shades they offered, I guess. These are the other shades. I'm not seeing them right now, but I'm putting them there and I'm guessing. So this is the shade Chanting Anthem. And this is the light, very slightly golden shade that you will get with it. But it is a beautiful one. Like when I see it from the front with different light now, I love it a lot more. And honestly, I don't think I cannot love any products that Flower Nose put out, except maybe the mascara. To be fair, I wasn't a fan of the mascara in the beginning, but then I used it more and it really grew on me. It's just more natural, and I was used to my mascara before that it really put on more, and this one is more natural, so yeah, that was my perception at the time. I do pretty much use it with almost every makeup I do now, so that changed. So my verdict with the new highlighters is, well, 2 are repeated, and I do like one of those which were repeated, so probably good. I am slightly disappointed that this one is not as good as the shade Area, which they don't sell anymore, but I still do like the shade, so I do like the product of this one better. With the packaging, I think I also prefer this one, but that's a question of taste. And I do like the sparkle in this, and it's still gorgeous, so I still think they're on the same level because both designs are gorgeous and just in a different way. And the highlighters are probably the same quality and depending on shade, and they're both great. I just can't get over this one because it has been my favorite for a long time and probably nothing will reach it ever. Let's get to the lipsticks, or as they were called in the old series, feather lip gloss. And I have to show you that one up close because, I mean, look, isn't that the most beautiful packaging for what they call the lip gloss you have ever seen? It looks like a pillar with an angel statue on it. The new lipstick in comparison just looks like a lipstick. I mean, it is also beautifully decorated. Like, no shade on that, it's gorgeous. But it doesn't quite reach an angel statue on top of a pillar. At least in my eyes. For the lipstick or feather lip gloss itself, it also used to be made, well, like a gloss. I never knew what to expect of this, but it actually has a really beautiful texture. I will show you in a swatch later, but the texture of this lip gloss is pretty much that of a matte creamy lipstick. Like, you put it on your lips, it's not glossy, it's more powdery. It has an amazing texture, it feels so soft, it's a beautiful color. Honestly, I regret that I have never gotten more than one. Speaking of more than one, this lip gloss was originally available in 6 shades, I think, and then later they added 2, so it was a total of 8 shades. I will show you which shades they had here. But also, I still have this little tester card from my first order that I ever did. It's kind of nostalgia. I never really use them because I don't want to waste them and they just look so cute. But these were the original 6 shades that they had. And then with the new lipstick, we have a total of 9 shades, which you can see here. They also come in 3 different package colors, in white, pink, and black. I was actually thinking about getting the shade Lyric Poetry because beautiful shade. I do like darker lip shades, even though I don't wear them as often as lighter ones. But I did, after all, go with the shade Fantasia, or Fantasia. I don't know how to pronounce it, because in German I call it Fantasia, so everything else sounds wrong. Because it looks to have a bit of orange undertones, and let's be honest, I do have enough of shades that kind of look like the shade Lyric Poetry, because I do like that shade. I do like it, so that's my go-to when I order lipstick. And I've recently been thinking about how back in time I did prefer a slightly more orange undertone, so I went with that one. Now let's go to swatch it. I am once again going to show you the old one first to just show you the texture I just described when you apply it. So as you can see, it's rather opaque, but also kind of like a paste to begin with, which doesn't look that great here, but then on your lips, when you smack your lips and you kind of move it around, you can blend it out so beautifully. You can see that it has more of a matte texture, but it's also very soft. It doesn't dry out the lips. And the shade, it's a beautiful shade. I have worn this one a lot. Now for the new one, I haven't actually applied it anywhere yet, so this is going to be a surprise. First application always looks wonky. So this is the first application, and honestly, first application starting lipstick is always a bit weird, but I do like the color. It's a little darker than I would have thought, but it does have those orange undertones. It's not as easy to blend as the other one, but still possible. Oh, I love how this looks when it's blended. But this is on my wrist and it will look different on the lips. This is the old one, this is the new one. It's also a little matte. Doesn't feel as powdery and soft, at least on the wrist. I do love the color. So Yeah, I will test it on the lips before I actually come to a conclusion. Last time I bought a lipstick from Flower Nose, I accidentally bought the exact same color as my actual lips, so that was interesting, but I don't think that it will be happening with this one. I just removed the lip balm I had on my lips, and now we're going in with this shade. Wow! Okay, that was a reaction, sorry, I did not intend that. But, do you see that? I think it doesn't look as good on camera as it does in real life. But when I tested it on my wrist, I don't know, it was not that great, but on the lips, it's a really opaque shade. It's a beautiful shade. It's darker than I expected, I will say that. But that is a gorgeous color. Oh, it's wonky. I'm good at this, am I not? I usually like to do this technique with my lips where I just put a bit in the middle and blend it out, but I really wanted to show the whole lipstick. So this is the shape Fantasia with proper light from the front. I will say that compared to what I thought I would be getting, it's a little less orange. It's a little darker and more opaque than I expected, but look at that color. That is a beautiful color. It doesn't go with the eyeshadow, so it's kinda not the best look altogether, but it will look so good with warmer tones. And yeah, beautiful. I'm happy with this. So my verdict about the lipsticks. Honestly, I do prefer this one. Because nothing against this one. I mean, it's on there, it's beautiful, it's opaque, it has a matte finish. It doesn't feel as powdery as this one, but it's still nice. But for my taste, this one was just very powdery. It has such a soft texture. It's so easy to apply. It's a beautiful color. I mean, this is a beautiful color as well, but let's not go there. But the packaging. This packaging, this is actually one of the reasons why I first ordered from Flower Nose. Like, this is the reason I found my favorite brand. And they don't sell it anymore. And I don't know, it's so iconic, and they went away from that, and I think that's sad. This one, of course, is beautiful as well. I don't want to say anything against this one. Like, I would get this all by itself, because beautiful packaging, beautiful color, beautiful lipstick, it feels good. There's no lipstick on my teeth, they're just yellow because I drink a lot of black tea. Honestly though, because I know some people will complain about this, my teeth are a bit yellow because I do drink a lot of tea, but they are healthy. And I don't intend to destroy them just to chase a beauty standard that I'm not on board with. I'm okay with this.
It's healthy, and any dentist will agree, except they want to make money off you bleaching your teeth.
Anyways, the only reason I would go against this one is because this one exists. Like, they could have made something like this and put this angel on top of there, and I don't know, it's iconic and I don't understand why they removed that. But it's probably a little more standardized nowadays. Like, I did notice that some of the designs, they tried to stay similar to their older new designs, if that makes sense. They kind of tried to stay within a visual thing, probably to represent the brand. But it's sad that this old version got lost in it. Another factor that may play into this is that the old version was a collaboration between Flower Nose and Little Rock Baby. Actually, fun fact, the first time I unpacked Flower Nose on camera, I thought Little Rock Baby was the name of the series because, you know, little baby made out of rock. But it's actually a different brand that they collaborated with, and later it was too late to fix it in the video. But what I mean to say is that the old version was a collaboration with a different brand and the new version isn't. So that may play into how they are designed as well. Another thing I was rather sad I could never get with the old set was the perfume that came with it. But this one, they now have the perfume available for sale. Again, look. And the perfume bottle is actually reminiscent of the old lipstick. It looks different. Wait, let me turn the camera around. So the angel on top of the perfume is actually the only thing sort of reminiscent of the old series. But that's pretty much the only thing. But it looks like they revamped it as well. They made it look a little more, I don't know, youthful, modern, I don't know how to say it. And they added some details. I love the details they added. But yeah, this is the only thing that kind of reminds me of the old series. I have wanted this perfume for such a long time, but now that I got it, I'm actually a little disappointed, to be honest. Yeah, for one, the packaging. This is gorgeous. No comments, it's gorgeous. But the bottle by itself, without the cap, is just, compared to the other perfumes from Flower Nose, it's really rather simple. But this makes it. For the scent, it's just so subtle. It has a lot of things that it was described to smell like, and I guess what I was looking forward to the most was the scent of roses and honey that is supposed to be in there somewhere, but I can't really discern it from the scent overall. I think one thing I have with this is also, it's not a bad scent. It's just so subtle. And I'm gonna be honest, if I had found it in a store for cheap, I would probably have bought it because it's a nice scent. It really is nice, but for that price, they were asking for it, plus customs. Honestly, if I had known how this smells before, I wouldn't have bought it. Because for that price, I expect a stronger scent, and not such a subtle one. So this one, big disappointment, but it will look beautiful on the shelf, and it does remind me of the old series. Now that I've talked about all the things I have gotten and compared them to the old collection, I also have to talk about freebies. The freebies I got with this package were, for one, a hair clip. The freebies I got with this package were, for one, a hair clip. And hair clips are kinda a standard thing they make with their products nowadays. I have several of them, I like them all, and again, this design is beautiful. Then they also sent another brush with it, 2 little powder puffs, gemstones for your face, though honestly, I do own a lot of these already and I do use them sometimes, and I usually get them from like cheap crafting stores, and when you buy them by themselves as actually makeup stuff, they are usually a lot more expensive than they need to be, but it's for free, and yeah, it's kinda weird that it comes in a package saying Flower Nose and not TD or Woolworth or Action, or Seemann, or Kick. And lastly, this pack of stickers, which I think are beautiful. And these came as a gift with everything, but I have actually been thinking about ordering more of them and like just the stickers, because I love them, and I never want to use stickers that I only have a few of because I don't want to waste them, and I do kind of want to use them though. There also are 2 sheets of stickers in there, and I'm just going to turn around the camera again to show you. So these are the stickers. I don't want to shake the camera too much so you can actually see the motifs. Then we also have the little powder puffs, the hair clip, which also comes with a beautiful angel design, the brush, and of course the face gems. Other things that you could get with this series were a mirror, a facial cream, and a lip mask. The mirror would also have been a gift that you have gotten with the package if you ordered a certain amount of money, which I didn't. And the facial cream and lip mask, I don't know, I have my own brands that I like to use, so I didn't order those, and I can't really talk about them here, so yeah, they exist, that's all I can say. But I just remembered, I did actually order another thing, though I have to admit I did not order that from Flower Nose directly. So pretty much if you spend a certain amount of money, you will get some advertising gifts that you will otherwise not get. And one of those was a beautiful goblet. I would have loved to get this one, but I wasn't ready to spend 400 euros. I don't even get that much money in a month, so no. But then later, when I was scrolling on AliExpress for different things, I actually saw that a store on there, a reseller, sold the goblet by itself. It was still like, I think 15 euros, which is a lot for a glass, but I really wanted it, and look at that. It's just such a beautiful pearlescent glass with like the logo on here, and this is just exactly my aesthetic. It's beautiful. This will be like the family china that I would pass down to my kids if I wanted or had any. Maybe one day my nieces will get it, I don't know. Anyway, what I want to say is this is now my treasure. This is a treasured possession that I now have, because it's this beautiful thing, this beautiful cutlery made by my favorite makeup brand. And I was so happy to have found it for an affordable, still a lot of money, but affordable price, instead of only getting it as a gift with an order for over 400. As another small bonus, this was the paper packaging that the old series came in. it was more intent of showing the little angel figures as like actual statues and with the gold accents in there. And on the lipstick, it has this golden wing. Meanwhile, the new one has a more decorated design, which definitely isn't bad, but I really did like the old one. So as a last verdict about the new series, maybe I'm a little biased because the old series was literally what got me into my favorite brand. It's just a lot of nostalgia. It's what I fell in love with, how I fell in love with this brand in the first place. So it will always have a special place in my heart, and I don't think anything can replace that. As I said, I may be biased, but I do actually prefer the old series. I have to say that. The new one is not bad, not at all. It's gorgeous. I would have bought that as the first one as well, honestly. But the eyeshadow palette, well, the dark one is gorgeous and I absolutely love it and I love that I could get it. But the light one was a bit of a disappointment compared to the first one, and the first one was just beautiful. With the highlighters, I don't think much changed. Like, they actually repeated 2 of the shades, so I don't think a lot is different now, except for the packaging. And while the new packaging also is gorgeous, I just personally prefer the old one. And that is personal taste though. And for the lipstick, the new one is beautiful as well. And I mean, I have been talking since I applied it, and you see how well it lasted until now. And it's literally just the packaging that I prefer about the old one. And maybe the texture, because the old one was a little more creamy and like easier to blend. And I do like blending with lipsticks, so that's a thing. But still, everything I got in the new series is something I loved or eventually warmed up to, except maybe this one. But only for the scent, because the packaging and the shelf quality is amazing. I'm also low-key glad that I didn't get the mirror with it, because honestly, I still have the first mirror I got from the Flower Nose, which was also an advertising... Oh. Hi. And this one is actually still from the Unicorn series. But I got this with my first order, and I've been using it ever since. And with later orders, I did get mirrors as advertising gifts. I think I have like 3 or 4 Flower Nose mirrors that I do not use because I still use this one, and they are just on the shelf and I'm not using them, but I kind of don't want to give them away because they're beautiful, and it's maybe better that I didn't get another one. Long story short, old stuff, beautiful. New stuff, beautiful. Quality seems to be about the same, and while those colors do not especially match... By the way, the blush I have used today is from the Unicorn series from Flower Nose. I think it's the shade Dusty Rose, but still you can see the colors, the quality of the makeup. I have been using Flower Nose pretty much ever since I first ordered it, and it pretty much immediately became my favorite brand when I first used it, and I have been loving it ever since. I'm in love with the quality, I'm in love with the packaging, like everything about this brand is just perfect. There is nothing I can find against it. Not that I'm looking, but you know. I'm not saying that because I'm getting paid for it, like I have never been sponsored by them.
I'm not getting sponsored, but I could be. Hi.
That was not creepy, but honestly, I would actually love to work with Flower Nose because I love everything about this brand. I would feel honored to work for or with them, so... But I'm not. Everything that I'm saying is my personal opinion and what I personally think of them, my impression, my opinion. This is an honest opinion. This is not biased by anything, except maybe my love for beautiful things, which their makeup is. But enough of that. I'm also really bad at ending videos, and I should do that right now. I hope I didn't ramble on too much for you. I hope I didn't talk too much personal stuff that you don't care about, or I hope that you do care about it. And I hope this gave an interesting insight for the people who didn't catch the first Little Angel collection, because, I don't know, they probably didn't know the brand existed yet. By the way, not a bad thing, we're not gatekeeping here, you find this at your own time, it's not your fault you only found it later. Versus the new Little Angel collection. Look at them both though, they're both so gorgeous. I hope you thought this was interesting, and I hope it gave you a nice insight and was interesting for you to watch, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. My old video of first unpacking this, it is almost 4 years old, but it still exists if you want to watch it. So, bye!